It's one thing to send Liz Cheney. It's another thing to kick Muslim leaders out of your Detroit rally. Then the Muslim leaders turn around and endorse Trump. But that's not enough.
No, they got to take it a step further.
They got to take it a step further. And who better?
Oh, God.
To take it a step
You know
further.
what? Because you know that, like, here's the thing. They have their hierarchy of who they drag out. You know, they had about Obama. They have everybody out. Now they're bringing out Bill. They're carting out. They're carting out. They're carting out Bill.
Jen, it's been a while since I've sat in your presence. So, I mean, listen, you understand that the politics of the third way.
Are we going to watch this video?
We most certainly are.
Oh, my God. What did you say?
I said a lot of things, and I am damn sure going to stand by them.
Let me talk about the hardest issue here in Michigan is the Middle East.
Yeah.
And I have to be careful what I say because there's only one president at a time, and none of us can get ahead of where we're going. But I think we're going to have to essentially start again on the peace process. And I understand why young Palestinian and Arab Americans in Michigan think too many people have died. I get that. But if you lived in one of those kibbutzim in Israel, right next to Gaza, where the people there were the most pro-friendship with Palestine, most pro.
That part actually is not completely untrue.
Of any of the Israeli
I'm just saying.
communities
That's why
were
I
the
said
ones right next to Gaza.
That's not completely untrue.
And Hamas butchered them. And so then the people who criticize it are essentially saying, yeah, but look how many people you've killed in retaliation. So how many is enough for you to kill to punish them for the terrible things they did? That all sounds nice until you realize what would you do if it was your family and you hadn't done anything but support a homeland for the Palestinians, and one day they come for you.
I'm finding this infuriating because what would you do if you were just, so they were just sitting there minding their own business, like nothing, like Israel, they were doing nothing.
Oh, of course. Listen, the Israelis are totally innocent people. They've never heard a fly. Right? Right?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, man.
And I'm pretty sure you're about to get Jewish history incorrect on this too, but let's go.
Let's go. Heading down the wrong direction
I
now.
think you're about to mess up again. Here, let's see.
And slaughter the people in your village. You would say, well, you'll have to forgive me. I'm not keeping score that way. It isn't how many we've had to kill, because Hamas makes sure that they're shielded by civilians. They'll force you
to
kill
human shield
civilians
trope.
if you want to defend yourself.
You know who uses human shields?
Definitely the people in Hamas, right?
No, actually, no. IOF, Israel uses human shields. I know because I was one.
No, that can't be. That's not what I was told.
Yeah.
Listen,
Israel, everything that they accuse Hamas of is nothing more than an admission of what they do.
But I had secret information that was given to me that only the president and the people affiliated with being former presidents are allowed to know.
So then you know.
I do know. That's what they told me. You're saying they're lying to me? They don't lie. I lie. I mean, I just, oh, crap.
We talk about the hardest issue here in Michigan is the Middle East. Hamas did not care about a homeland for the Palestinians. They wanted to kill Israelis and make Israel uninhabitable. Well, I got news for them. They were there first, before there was.
Okay.
Are you saying that I'm saying it wrong?
I'm saying that that's just absurd. Okay. The Jews were never there first. They were never there first. The people of that region, the Canaanites, the original Hebrews, those people Some of them were Jews. Some of them then became Christians. Some of them then became Muslims. And a lot of them converted to Islam because of the tax breaks that they were offered under whichever empire that was. So no, there weren't Jews there before anybody. There was the people that are there, that are still there, that have been continuously there, and they have had several religions over the period of years. That's the same people. It's so not complicated.
But
It's not complicated.
no, it is complicated.
No,
We need all that money from AIPAC. Don't you understand? There's no way that we can win unless we take that corporate filthy money that I'm responsible
you're
for
killing the
making.
original Hebrews. You're killing the most original indigenous people to the cradle of civilization.
White power. That's what I mean. You know.
I'm just saying the Jews
Sorry.
were not there. There weren't just Jews wandering around the desert, but poof, there's Jews. That's not how this happened.
It's a miracle.
There were tribes and Canaanites and, the Judea, Samara, whatever the different names are of the whole thing.
Well, you must have been.
Whole bunch of different people. In fact, and I learned this very recently. This is something you might want to know. That in
I wanna hear- I wanna
1919,
know everything
after
you have
World
to
War
share.
I, apparently the British and the French actually conducted a polling situation of the different regions of a giant area that they were considering creating Greater Syria. It would have been called Greater Syria. And this area would include, if you pull up a map of what it would be, that it includes what is Israel, what's Jordan, all of these things. And the majority of people in that region actually voted for that. But then instead, the French and the English decided to no, that gives too much consolidated power to the actual inhabitants of this region, which is like Syrians, portion of Iraq, like this region. And they didn't want that. So it was so much easier to break it up into a whole bunch of little countries and give those over to different monarchs who are American trained, sheiks or whoever can completely control all the resources and have complete control of the region.
So,
That's my understanding. So to me, the entire place should be Greater Syria.
well, Jen, I have to say, since you've been around since 1915 or whatever, you look pretty good for your age.
Mhm.
Oh.
I am saying that the people of that region actually voted for that. But I do know that they polled Jews, Christians, and Muslims, and they all wanted to be one cohesive place. And some of the people, you're right, the people are like, well, there wasn't Palestine. No, it wasn't a Palestine. But those are now the people that have been continuously there. That's what we call them.
Well, I'm not
It's
done.
not complicated.
I'm not done defiling myself, so let's continue.
Oh.
Their faith existed. They were there. In the time of King David, and the southernmost tribes had Judea and Samaria.
Uh-huh.
So here's what I want to tell you. I'm going to do everything I can to convince people that they cannot murder their way out of this, neither side. You can't kill your way out of this. And they have to make a new beginning. But when I read that people in Michigan are thinking about not voting because they're mad at the Biden administration for honoring his historic obligation to try to keep Israel from being destroyed, I think that's a mistake.
You see how everything is spoken in the
Because
negative
Donald
instead of
Trump
in the
has shown what he
assertive.
wants.
No one's upset about your not doing
Kamala
what you're
Harris
supposed to
has
be doing.
said that she will try to negotiate an end to the violence, an end to the killing, and a new peace process, and that ought to be enough.
But she didn't think, or they didn't think that they could get it. I know they've been working tirelessly around the clock for a ceasefire.
But didn't you hear the way the crowd cheered for me at the end? I
think
said,
they were cheering because you were done.
I am never done. I am always ready. Point is, I think I made a really great speech.
I
don't
think
under-
you sound completely ignorant.
I am a Rhodes scholar.
It's Rhodes, and
I am a Southern Baptist, and I am a two-term president.
Mm.
And I believe that Israel has the right to defend itself
Yet it does not.
by any means necessary.
Yet legally it does not.
Oh man.
So
So
much
you're
for your
saying I
Rhodes.
didn't do
So
a
much
good
for your
job.
Rhodes scholarship.
Oh Well,
Clearly, you didn't learn very much.
I learned enough to know that I could talk my way out of just about anything except getting anything over your head, apparently. Bye.